Well, hi everyone. We just finished our first season of TGIM TV. And actually during the process, everybody was asking us, where did you come up with the thought of TGIM? It seems like people were resonating with that. So we thought we'd take a bit of time today, Elise, and talk about that.
Yeah. Everyone's wanting to know the thought behind it, Paul. Why did you start it now?
I got to say, first of all, that I didn't invent TGIM, of course. Actually, it came out of the idea where I was just sitting about 6 years ago. I was looking at all the social media, and I noticed on Fridays, everybody would hashtag TGIF, right?
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday, which is fine. Everyone's got to have a good weekend. We get that. But I started to see it as a bit of a culture. It's almost like everybody was going to work in jobs they didn't like, enduring their 5 days a week just to get to the weekend. To me, the maths didn't work out. I thought, why would you live badly for 5 days so you can live for 2 days? Why wouldn't you go to work in such a way that you loved what you do and you enjoyed all 7 days? So it came from that thought.
So, Paul, you had this amazing thought. What did you do with it?
Well, I actually wrote a book, believe it or not. So who would have thought I would become an author? And quite frankly, I just wrote the book because I wanted to put down my thoughts about this whole thing of going to work with purpose. I was just happy if my mother bought the book, really. Turned out that thing sold like hotcakes around Australia, and it's actually even gone globally as well. But I think people are resonating with the thought that you should actually live every day with purpose.
And we can see that each guest that we've interviewed have really found purpose in their week. Why did you choose the Illawarra now?
Well, I think for me, obviously I grew up here. The more I would sit and have coffee with people, we'd chat about the whole idea of purpose. It began to be real to me that successful people went to work with a different attitude. And that different attitude somehow was summed up in this thought of thank God it's Monday. And as you see through this series, consistently, the people that are doing life well have actually managed to get this thought inside their head and live it out every day.
Okay, Paul, so our first episode was Glenn Saville, good friend of yours. We had lots of fun. You guys were shooting basketball hoops. What was your favourite moment out of that episode?
Well, look, there was a couple of things. The first one was I loved the way Sav had navigated the different seasons in his life. So obviously I knew him first, professional basketballer, well known, lots of people chasing him, so media attention, etc. To retirement, to stay-at-home dad for a number of years. And then, of course, just very recently became a fireman. What I loved about it was he found significance in each of those stages. He didn't let high life affect, I think, his self-esteem and who he was. So I love that. The other one, which kind of turned out a bit awkward, right?
The iPad moment.
The iPad moment, because obviously I stole it from Last Dance, the Jordan thing. We wanted to show him images of when he was retiring. Now, of course, that was an emotional moment. He literally did get caught by surprise.
Yeah.
To give me the opportunities to develop as an athlete and as a basketballer.
Are you guys ready with the tissue box now? Because it's not happening. I might break down again.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a big moment. I've just really loved the authenticity of all our guests, Paul.
Yeah, it's true. And one of the others, Sav was great.
Yeah.
The other one was Marty Haynes.
Yeah, so down to earth.
Down to earth. Now, for me, he runs the largest breakfast show here in the Illawarra. And so you kind of think maybe that they're going to be a bit standoffish or whatever. But Marty was just a true gentleman. Took plenty of time to talk to us. His story was incredible.
Yes.
I had to kind of coax the whole convoy thing out of him.
Yeah.
He was the one that has initiated that.
And the motivation that his story came from.
Yeah, that was a powerful moment because he told us that young Ryan, who he'd met, I think, up to 20 years ago now, who had cancer, he saw that little boy struggling. And, the sad story was that at 7 years of age, Ryan passed away, but that became the catalyst for him to launch into Convoy, which is one of Australia's great community fundraisers, right? So it's pretty amazing. So it's a common denominator, right? Which is people that do great things have had some kind of moment that has become the thing that's pushed them towards a greater life.
Yeah.
Well, Alicia, you got to interview some great small business owners at the end of every interview we did. Tell us what you learned.
Yeah, I love that moment of highlighting business and hearing from all around the Illawarra, and it was great to hear the passion and the purpose that these businesses had. Charlie and Kate, it wasn't just about going in, getting your hair done, but it was about their customer experience and the clients and just their passion for business.
For us, it's all about giving a one-on-one service, and we really focus on the consultation for our clients and our guests that come in.
Another person that had great passion for business was Lisa. I love
Oh
her story.
yeah, Lisa.
Wasn't that
She
great?
was. Lisa's fantastic. Now I've known Lisa for a few years. Of course, she's written her book, which is really the story of her business success. But we're talking about moments. We
Yes.
did have that moment where she talked to us about really great tragedy several years ago in her personal life.
7 years ago, when I found myself unexpectedly facing a reality of being a single parent. I had a 3-year-old. My other son had just been born. He was a preemie in the NICU at Wollongong Hospital. And my partner at the time, their dad, left. He just couldn't cope, didn't want to be a part of it. And I also had no job. I resigned because I thought I was going to enjoy some maternity leave, and that never eventuated. I'm still waiting for that maternity leave, but it was the darkest time in my life. I was grappling with a major operation that I'd had, keeping a baby alive, wondering how I was going to pay for things. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my mum and dad because I was so embarrassed. You know, being a single parent was not spoken about as freely as it is now. So I felt like I'd failed. And for someone that has always been so externally referenced and sought to do good and be recognised as doing good, to face what in the eyes of society, or my view of the eyes of society, was a complete failure, was really just hitting the depths of despair. It was terrible. Even now thinking about it, you know, it makes me emotional. It was a long time ago. But yeah, to go from that difficult time and move yourself forward. I look back now and sometimes I even wonder how I managed to do it. But there's nothing like 2 little kids, you know, to look after, to give you that kick that you need.
Yeah, wow. This is the thing with Thank God It's Monday. It draws out the uniqueness of people.
Yeah.
I think what we discovered was people who turn something that I guess would crush most people, or people would quit, take that negative and use it as fuel to do something great. That's the key ingredient we found with people that are Thank God It's Monday people.
Yes.
So that was a great interview. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Well, that was really fun, wasn't it? We've heard so many great stories from the Illawarra.
We have. I mean, so many interesting, intriguing people.
Yeah.
Actually, this season is just about done. We've got a new season coming, and I literally can't wait. There are so many people across the Illawarra with great stories, making a difference, turned obstacles into success. And so for us, we are just going to keep celebrating people who love to see their life differently.